within 15 seconds. G's times have changed. Stay tuned. We're going to drill down on how, why, when the world's changing with property purchasing.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael Berger, Mark Novak, episode 551. E-signatures, DocuSign, those type of platforms out there have really changed the game. But just like QR codes, just like Zoom, they've been around for many years, or the ability to do so, but they hadn't really kicked off up until this year. And there are still many agents and buyers where I think there are where you can do it, but they just don't do it, or they don't think about e-signatures, which is quite mind-blowing. I know even last year, we a very prominent agent we had in the office, phenomenal sale numbers, and they're telling us stories about how he would get his buyer's agent to drive all over the place, and they're doing maybe 30 exchanges a month to do exchanges. And we're like, why don't you use DocuSign? He's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you DocuSign, everyone signs it straight away, you print it. And it was like the penny dropping. Go, what? I sent him out for days to do driving. So, Mark, tell us when this changed, when you could do it. I believe it was end of 2018, the sort of the digital era of property.
But you know what? I think that we're almost lying to us in a way, ourselves in a way, because if you think, I use DocuSign. But if someone told you to DocuSign something to you right now within 10 minutes, you wouldn't know how to do it. So often a lot of us still need support staff or the office to send off the DocuSign. I think a bit like Zoom, we need to self-educate ourselves to actually be the host and launch the DocuSign. Very important these days, I reckon, guys.
Yeah, not even they wouldn't know how. The default would be, okay, I'll print it and I'll come see you. That's the default. And then so I think that needs to change, because these days you can do it it's so easy, a PDF on your mobile. Like what we have in our hand, the technology is just crazy. And you know how people always say what's the saying? Well, not the saying, it is. What is it? 1% of your brain you use. And I think of our mobile devices, and I think it'd be pretty similar. We only use 1% or a very low percentage of that potential and capacity. And I think it's a very simple example. If I said, let's go get that contract signed, it'd be, my initial thought would be run to the office, get it printed. When can I meet you? No problem. I'll DocuSign it to you now. So talk us through how we've implemented and trying to change that default setting for us, sales, rental.
So that if for people that don't know, when you go to sell a property, there's two Siamese contracts. They're identical contracts. The purchaser physically normally signs one contract, so you fill out the price, the name, everything that goes on there. Then what happens is the seller signs another contract, so they both physically sign the contracts. Now, to give you an idea what's stuck in a time warp we still are with DocuSign, is what the industry sends off, and these are lawyers included. These are the ones that we're scared of not pissing off. The lawyers, we will send off, get the purchaser to DocuSign. We'll get the one contract. We'll get the seller to DocuSign another contract, and then we'll print the contracts out in the office. At worst, at best we won't, but we'll compare them digitally. Then we do the exchange. Here's the kicker. It is legal within DocuSign for us to sign one contract. So I know for 50 years we've done Siamese contracts, two different contracts. One gets signed by the purchaser, one gets signed by the seller. We put them beside each other, make sure they're identical, we date them. Now that the digital world is not here, but like 10 years ago here, you don't need a Siamese contract, Verge. And I reckon 99.9% of the industry, even with DocuSign, is still doing Siamese contracts.
100%. And there are so many benefits and crap stuff to come from this year, but I think the convenience that this is, like, from Zoom inspections and all that, but even buyers aren't aware of it. As you said, lawyers are reluctant to do it, but it's such a time saver. So talk us through rentals, how that is even more so, because for every one sale, you're doing 10 rental signings.
Yeah, so we're doing 60 leases a month, and if you consider there's 2 or 3 people on the lease, there's 180 signatures that get done, plus office. We have done, since the inception of DocuSign, I think it's in excess of 13,000 signatures now. Logistically, to get that done previously, it was just unbelievable. So things have become easier with e-signatures. I think you're going to talk about PEXA as well, Burge.
Well, that's another thing that's really, we're seeing it more and more the last year, but we noticed it last year through Christmas, because we touched on our last episode that we feel there won't be as much of a Christmas break, especially with real estate. You're going to be seeing exchanges all the way through. But a key thing, we're going to see settlements as well, because if you thought the signing process for a contract was bad, the settlement was even worse, because, correct if I'm wrong here, the 2 lawyers had to go meet in a room in the city or somewhere to do settlement physically, where now it's all done digitally. So it can be done on the 25th of, well, I'm assuming here, 25th of December, where before lawyers had their time, like most lawyers didn't work after 15th of December. But last year, we had lawyers checking in on the computer for an hour when their office was closed to do the settlement, because it was all digitally. So when you combine e-signatures, PEXA, P-E-X-A, for settlements, it's just making it very streamlined and really good. 2018, I think, was the main digital law changing, but we didn't see the technology side. Just because the law's there doesn't mean the service is to ignite it or the marketing to take it off. And DocuSign's probably been the biggest one we use, and PEXA for settlements. So, yeah, through the pandemic, it's you don't need to see anyone. And that's where 15 seconds to buy a property, you can be at your house, and to click of, it's literally what? You click to open the email, click continue, you click sign. It's like 3 clicks and you bought a property. It's almost harder to buy shoes online. Like, it's impressive. And I don't think we talk about it enough, because no buyers know it either. And some lawyers are like, I think it needs to be spoken about more, embrace the convenience. I think a lot of people sometimes get scared by technology.
Yeah, and look, it's easy just to keep doing that, like you said, that consistency. I know one of the biggest law firms on the Northern Beaches. I had a discussion with about DocuSign a month ago, and the lawyer said to me, "Yeah, we should probably use it."
Probably.
And I was like, "You're not using it?" He's like, "No, not really." It's like, wow. So everyone, have a go, mess up, break it, fix it. Get DocuSign into your life hard. I know, like that penthouse that we exchanged on Friday night, it was a $3.4 million sale. It was literally, it was not minutes. It was minutes. It was 180 seconds before it went that way to 2 buyers and 2 sellers. So there was 4 signatures. And the thing was done within a couple of minutes. Like, that logistically would have normally taken 10 years ago 12 to 24 hours. Do you know what I mean? To do all that running around logistically. So anyway, guys, get onto it. Don't be shy. That's our lesson today. Zoom, don't be shy of it. Break it.
But just to add on to that, where I can almost hear in the back of my head some agents saying, but I want to get face-to-face with the clients. I don't want to lose that touch. And I totally agree with that. And we say it all the time, get in front of buyers, be belly to belly. But there is that balance of that rapport that you can build and the efficiency as well. So instead of looking at I'm losing that, that time, look at it that you're gaining more time to do more. So you may be looking at the 10 minutes you're losing, being belly to belly, signing the contract, and the memories there. But look at the hour drive either side, and instead of saying I lose 10 minutes there, go I gain an hour. What can I do with an extra hour to impress my client? Maybe just do something else. And potentially, don't you think you could build some better rapport than face-to-face signing a contract? You may, I don't know, get them flowers, get them a gift, whatever. Go see them once they've moved in and just say, want to welcome you. Whatever it is, I think there could be some better advantages of having more time to do something else than signing the contract as well. So instead of looking at what you're losing, look at what you're gaining. That's right.
Great. I love the saying, Burge. It's better to teach someone to fish than to feed someone with a fish.
That again, it cut out.
And it's better to teach someone to fish than to feed somebody with a fish.
Yeah. 100%.
It's better, so basically if you can take that extra little bit of time, teach a 76-year-old that Lisa was talking about on her comment here, teach the 76-year-old how to use DocuSign. You have taught this person for the rest of their life. That is a gift.
Yeah. And the clients, people say, some don't know how. The majority do. So
teach them.
Teach them. Make a video saying how to do it because, Anyway, that's all right. Thank you, everyone.
It's worth it. Take care, Ledge. Cheers.